So it's been an almost 14, 15 hour day from door to door. We're back in Wolverhampton after a trip to Selhurst Park this afternoon. Of course, it finished Wolverhampton Wanderers, or Crystal Palace, I should say, 3, Wolves 2. And it was such a frustrating afternoon of football once again for the Wolves. Apologies if I look very sweaty, tired, sore throat. But that sort of sums up Wolves' performance, really. In terms of the lineup, it was what I predicted on the preview, probably what a lot of people would have predicted. Just the 2 changes, I believe, from the game against Everton, with Sarabia coming in for Hwang and Ryan Aït-Nouri coming in for Hugo Bueno. You know, going at half-time at 0-0, I thought was fair. Crystal Palace probably created the better opportunities, but Wolves had a lot more of the ball. Looked a lot more comfortable on the ball at times. Again, just I think the difference was really that Crystal Palace throughout the 90 really were prepared to make that ball in behind. They were prepared to play a risky pass, and at times Wolves were worried to do that. They almost wanted to try and play it safe, at times try and walk it in. Didn't test Sam Johnstone enough, unfortunately. And that's sort of what cost Wolves across the 90 really. But like I said, going in at 0-0, I think Wolves were quite fortunate in the fact, they had the half shout for a penalty, which I haven't really seen a close-up of it, but obviously VAR's checked it as well. I assume it's not a penalty. But then there's a moment of madness literally straight after it where Jose Sarr gives the ball to João Gomez, despite a Palace midfielder bearing down on him, loses the ball, and on another day, I think Palace take the lead from that opportunity. João Gomez, to be fair, today, it was a couple of times he was caught in possession. I thought there were some good moments for his game, but obviously there were some frustrating moments as well for him. And again, even for the first sort of 10-15 minutes of the second half, Wolves were having decent spells on the ball. Not testing Sam Johnstone enough, but retaining possession quite well. Sort of getting into the final third and the right areas as such at times, but just not finding that final pass and final ball. Palace obviously get the lead in the end. I think it's too easy for them down that left-hand side, and Kilman's got to be tracking Odsonne-Édouard a lot better. Just finds his way to the front post so easily, and obviously can give Palace the lead. Thankfully, Wolves did react quite quickly. Hwang coming off the bench, and it's a really lovely header / shoulder wherever it hits, but a really good connection, to be fair, to float that over Sam Johnstone. And Hwang already on 2 goals for the season, unfortunately though, both in defeats. And then from there I thought, Wolves can kick on, the momentum's with us, and for some unknown reason Gary O'Neill brings off Fabio Silva, which is fair enough. I don't think Silva was unbelievable today. But for me, you've got to bring on another forward, and that's whether you, put Cunha up front and bring on like another number 10, even give Enzo Gonzalez his debut. But he brings off Fabio and brings on Boubacar Traoré in another holding midfielder. And for me, if you want to make that change, or if you want to bring Boubacar on, you probably do it for João Gomez or Lamina. João Gomez more likely because he's already on a booking. And I think, I don't know, that killed a little bit for us going forward. I don't know what Gary O'Neill was trying to achieve with that, whether he was trying to dominate the game or whatnot. And it's probably the second year running at Selhurst Park, because Steve Davis did the same, where we were winning the game at that point at Selhurst last year, and he made changes in the midfield, and it cost us, and we ended up losing that game. And I felt today, I don't think that's the only reason we lost, but it was frustrating. And then both goals again are just avoidable. It's just really poor defensive work from Wolves, and just looked too easy. Eze scoring the second, Odsonne-Édouard with the third, just looked basic defending. It's like at times these players are a little bit too shy just to get their bodies in there, or they're trying a little bit too hard to try and play it out at the back. If you are under pressure, you've got to go old school and just get it up the pitch, regroup, and then try and win the ball back further up the pitch. Thankfully, we did get a consolation goal right at the end. Cunha again, Neto with another assist. It was 2 assists for Neto today. And again, I think that sort of papers over a very average performance for me from Pedro Neto. I still played on the left today rather than the right, which I have sort of raised my concerns about. I still want a little bit more from Pedro Neto. He had a couple of times where he started the counter-attack, darting forward, using his pace against Joel Ward, but I need more from him, and I don't know whether that's getting the killer ball right, getting the ball into the area a little bit more. But it was just a frustrating day at the office for Wolves, and I've seen parts of what Gary O'Neill said. I do agree with some parts of it, but I think on the balance of the game, Palace had the better opportunities, Wolves had the better of the ball. But at the end of the day, to win a football match, you've got to stick the ball in the back of the net. And although Wolves have done it twice today, it's frustrating that another team, obviously today, have done it more than us. It's only fair to flag up the referee as well, because out of the 4 games now in the league, obviously the first game was a disappointing one when Onana fouled Kalajdzic, and we should have had a penalty. But I sort of praised the refereeing in the Brighton and the Everton game in regards to the consistency. But the consistency was gone today. I think it was Rob Jones, is it? And just like Palace with a couple of late tackles, just telling off. Wolves getting booked for a few things quite quickly. Sam Johnston in the second half, genuinely holding on to the ball for 20 plus seconds. Now they're trying to stamp out on this time wasting stuff, and for me that's frustrating. And again, I know it's not the reason we lost the game, but I just want consistency from these referees. And I praise the last 2 that we've had, so it's only right that I bring that up as well. But yeah, an evening to forget. I think it's the first opportunity now for Gary O'Neill. Knuckle down. He's got 2 weeks to work with these players. Most of them, especially the new lads, aren't going to be on international duty. So we'll have Enzo Gonzalez, Bueno, Tommy Doyle, and Jean-Rick Belgrade as well at Compton. Try and instill what he's got to do. And then obviously the next one is a tough test against Liverpool at home. But we shocked them last season. Who's to say we can't do it again this year? But guys, once again, apologies for the late upload, but be sure to let me know your thoughts about this match in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you do. I'll catch you all very, very soon.